Do you hear anything in here? All right. So greetings, YouTube. This is Beautiful Mind. Welcome, students. So I have one person in attendance. So let's get to this. All right. Good morning. I see we got Mr. Hardy. Welcome. So you're in the right place at the right time, doing the right thing. Is the audio okay? I can see your text. Can you hear the audio? Okay. So if you can hear the audio, just notify me in the live chat window. Okay. Audio is great. Okay, cool. Okay. So the way we're going to do this session, I'll just be on here as long as I kind of have the energy. So what we're going to do, just use this as a time to get whatever questions you out and get them out now in preparation for the exam. And so what works best, all you really have to do is, like, if you go through the study guide, I just posted a study guide maybe 20 minutes ago or so, maybe an hour. It's like 30 questions on the study guide, so you want to get through them. Again, if you know all the stuff, all of my material online, you'll know my exam. So, right now might be a good time to kind of just do a quick scan over the study guide. And if you see something that jumps out at you, just click on the Ask My Instructor and try to, get my attention so I can check my mail real quick and pull it up. But otherwise, I'll just kind of ping pong back and forth between my two different classes and just kind of make my way through both study guides as much as I can. I shouldn't be able to go through all the study guides right now. So that's what I'm saying. Whatever questions you have, again, make use of the Ask My Instructor, and that's how we'll proceed. Okay? So, if that's okay with you, are we all aboard or all board? Hopefully we're all aboard, and we can go forward. So I'll open the session with, I hope you're having a great weekend, Mr. Hardy. I think you're the only one I see right now, so, but you figured it out. That's how it works. And when I do my sessions, this is how I do them. Okay, so we'll open up with, let me see, one other thing. So I'm just going to open up with a question that was asked not too long ago. So it's this question here. So this comes out of finite mathematics. This comes from section 2.2, question 51, and it says the figure on the right shows the graph of the equations from a system of 3 linear equations and 2 variables. How many solutions does the system have? So something like this, if I'm looking at the solutions of the system, so in a graphical sense, you know, that's just where the graphs cross the lines, right? But since you have those 2 lines that are parallel, the green and the blue, they share a solution, and the red and the blue share a system, but the green and the red don't share any solution. So there's no solution to the entire system, okay? So I would say there's no solution there. So let me check. Okay, hang tight. A supervisor is calling. Thanks. Let's decline. I'll call him right back. So I will be right back. All right. I'll give more people time to get in. Okay, gentlemen, hopefully you were still there. Probably could have had the chat window up, but that's okay. Let's see what's going on. All right. So we are back. Okay, gentlemen. Let's see what is going on. Let's go here. Audio's good. Good afternoon, Mr. Hagen. And we got Feast and Hardy in the house. All right. I got to think of how to keep track of everybody. Okay. Let me go to my... All right. I guess I'll just occasionally screenshot this. Okay. That should work. All right. So then I'm here, and then I just want to check. So again, so this question came up. This was the first one that we're looking at. Welcome, gentlemen. Good afternoon. I hope you're all having a great weekend. If you can hear, Mr. Johnson, if you all can hear, okay, just let me know, and I'll keep moving forward. So the way that we usually do this, so you know, I'm trying to keep a log of the people that's popping up in the chat. I'm trying to think of how to record this, best way to log this. Okay, so for right now, the time is now 12:15. People that comment in the chats, just, you know, with your name and your class, I will go ahead. Did something go wrong? No. I stepped out. I had to go back to I had to go answer a phone call about another question. But what I'll do for right now, to give people credit, the easiest way for me is just in the chat, in the actual comment section, go ahead and leave like your name and your class, and people that are in the chat, before whenever I end, I'm going to do like a line break, and I won't let people add to the chat. So just in the comment section, go ahead and leave your name and class, so that way I have a log of everybody that was here that wants credit, and it's fine, So just make your presence known. And I'm trying to keep I see I have like 4 gentlemen here right now: Mr. Hagen, Mr. Cameron, Mr. Hardy, and Mr. Cheatham. Okay, so we're here. So then the way this is going to work, just be involved. Try to. So I just posted. Who, me? Oh yeah, I was on the phone. Yeah, I was on the phone. And there's a delay, but So what happened? What we're gonna do? I just posted the study guides maybe 20 or 30 minutes ago, maybe an hour ago. So if you go to Pearson, the study guide is there. What might be a good idea is to go through the study guide and just kind of quickly scan. And if you see anything that looks like it might give you trouble, click on the Ask My Instructor. I'll get a notification that'll come to my email, and I'll include that question in this chat. So this is a question that a student asks on the Ask My Instructor. But let me do this. Is it cut off? It is cut off. How do I uncut that? That's fine, I guess. I'm not gonna worry about that. But yeah, this is a question that a student asks, and so this one comes in. Is it working properly? It's not loading. What's going on? Can you guys hear me? It definitely is not updated. So let's go to QuickTime. Here's the problem. That's working here. Over here, but it's not updating here. Okay, let's do this. Can you guys hear me okay? Okay, let's fix it. Unlock. Okay, we'll go there. So we can go here. Sorry about that, gentlemen. Okay, let me mark this up. Okay. And then I need to do one other thing. Let's copy here. Hopefully this does not mess me up with this move I'm about to do. Cool. That's fine. Sorry about this. I had to like adjust on the fly. Okay, I think we're back to operational. Let me mark this up. Okay. Are you guys there? Can you hear me? Ali Alex, can you hear me? Hello, hello. Yeah, this is a review session for pre-cal and finite math. You just have to ask questions. You have to make use. So again, on Pearson, I just posted the study guide. So you want to kind of go through the study guide and kind of go through there and choose questions. Let me check this one to see if it's correct. Oh, it's already there. If there are infinitely many solutions, type a whole number. System has 0 solutions. I'm going to type 0. Yes, Mr. Cheatham, I see you. Welcome, gentlemen. I got a white microphone. Okay. All right. And then 0. Come on. Okay. So I just checked this one. This one is correct about having 0 solutions. Sorry, it was, just having difficulties. That's how these things go. Okay. And so I think when I'm here, what I'm going to do is make it bigger because there's no need for it to be that size. All right. So again, you want to go through the study guide and just find questions and click make use of the Ask My Instructor. Let me see if we have any. None right now. Okay. So what I'm going to do, I'm actually going to open up the study guide on my end and just kind of jump around. And I guess since I know I have pre-cal students here, I will start with pre-cal. Okay. So I'm on Pearson. I'm opening up the study guide. And I'm just going to choose a question at random. Anybody got a favorite number between 1 and 30? I thought a random number. I'm going to start with 22. Okay. Not the best way to do this. I think I can go like this. That's definitely not it. It's not too small. All right, so we'll start with this one. Let's add a page. Let's leave that there. Okay, so we'll start off with this. So the study guide is posted. If you go to, you got to go to the homework section. So access the homework like normal, and you're going to see at the bottom it'll say study. It'll say SGE1, which stands for Study Guide Exam 1. Okay. Thanks. The audio was good. Cool. Thank you. All right. All right. Study guide is posted on Pearson. So let's look at this. It says, so we'll start with this one. All right, it says find an equation of this form, y equals c plus b log x base a, whose graph contains the two given points. So this is similar to one we did in class. Now, when we did this in class, instead of having x base a, we had log of n. You can actually work it the same way. We'll just kind of have a minor change at the end, okay? So then let's start like this. Okay. So we wanted to take on the form y equals c plus b log base a of x, okay? So I think we were solving for c, b, and a. So they give us two x's and y's, okay? So let's see how this evolves. So I will start here next to this blue one. I don't know if you can see it. Yeah, it's there, okay? So we have our x and our y. So we're going to plug in for y. Let me see. So we have c plus b log base a. Now our x is 2, and that should equal 1. Okay? Cameron Reese. All right. Let me screenshot. Yeah, so gentlemen, while you're here, for right now, just go ahead and leave your info in the comment. The chat is fine as well. That's how you get my attention. I think for record, it'll be easier for me to just kind of look at the chat, at the comment section. So yeah, you can do it in the comment section for now, but when I'm done, I'm going to mark it in a way so that I know, hey, this is the cutoff. So people that are here now, just go ahead and leave it in the comment, your name and whatnot. And I'll check that later. And I'm also watching the participants list. So I think I got about 3 people on right now. Okay. So let's kind of simplify this and see how it goes. Now it's going to have a different little feel as in class. Okay. And I'm actually going to go ahead and use the second piece of information. I mean, you know, if we solve for c, we'll get that c equals, you can say 1 minus b log base a of 2. Then take this and plug it into the second equation. So then, now if we take the second one, so we have our c plus b log base a of, now the x is 4 in the other one, and the y is 6. And then what's our c? Well, our c is this right here. I'm going to copy and paste. And I would like that to be blue. I'm going to move you out of the way. Shrink it down. So again, that's our c that we solved for from the first part. So now, let's simplify this, okay? All right. So then we'll have 1 minus b log base a of 2 plus b log base a of 4 equals 6, okay? I'm going to kind of change some stuff around. I'm going to do several steps in one. I'm going to subtract 1 from both sides, right? That's gone. And I'm just going to change these orders to look more familiar with what I'm used to seeing, all right? So I'm going to say b log base a of 4 minus b log base a of 2 equals what, 5, okay? So hopefully this is okay. All right. So then I'm trying to solve for b. Now I'm going to factor out, you know, I can factor out the b. So we'll go like this. The b's are going to come out. And we can use that quotient rule. In class, the 3 rules for logs, we said the log of the quotient is the difference of the logs. Well, now I'm going to use that rule in reverse. So now we have the difference of the logs is actually the quotient of the logs. Okay? Yeah, that's fine. So then if we do that, we'll have b log base a of 4 divided by 2, right? Equals 5. So then let me I'm gonna put this back. Okay, just kind of playing around. So then I have log base a of 2 to the power of b equals 5, right? So then in class, okay, I'll give specific extra credit right now. Anybody that's paying attention. The first one in the chat window. Now this is, since you guys are live, I only have one person on right now. So Mr. Cameron, if you can answer this correctly, I will give you specifically extra credit. I'll just log it here. I'll put it in the notes or something. I guess I should have like a. I'll put it somewhere. I'll log it. But if you see we have this log base a of 2 to the power of b. How do we rewrite this as an exponential? Mr. Reese, I don't know if you're in the 1 p.m. So if you can tell me how we rewrite this as an exponential, I'll give you, I'm watching the clock, I'll give you a solid minute. So if I see Mr. Michaela, since there's a delay, I'll go into the clock says 12:32. So if you can tell me how to rewrite this log as an exponential within 2 minutes, by the time, if you answer before my clock says 12:32, oh, he's gone. Oh, looks like nobody is there. I'll leave it open if somebody can catch it within the next, you got a minute and a half. Whoever was there disappeared. So hopefully you're still there. But okay. So gentlemen, there is about 1 minute left on an extra credit opportunity for somebody. First person that tells me how do I rewrite this log as an exponential, I will give you specifically you extra credit. First person to tell me how do I rewrite this log as an exponential. And again, for the gentlemen that are coming in, right now, go ahead and leave your name and class time in the comment section, and I'll just use that as my I will use that as my log of who's here. But once I end the session, I'm going to go to the chat and put a line break and say, hey, anybody past this line doesn't get the extra credit. Anybody before this line does. Yeah, we can do Half-Life, but I'm not going to derive it because of what I said in class, but I can do a Half-Life question. So if you have a question, the study guide was posted. Who is this? Mr. Cameron. I see an a to the power of 5. That's all I was looking for. Yeah, you got the idea. Okay, let me log that. So I'll say C. Michael. How do you say your last name? Move the base. Now, Mr. Michael got it. A to the power of 5. That's exactly what I was looking for. Michaela. Cameron. Okay, so I'll do this. And I'll put a big star. C. Michaela. I don't know how to say that. Michaela. I think that's right. Plus 5 extra credit for this. Cool. So you specifically get extra credit for that question. That's how you be involved and be here. Okay. Move the exponent, Mr. Feast. I like it. Okay. So let's rewrite this bad boy. We want to swing the base and rewrite it as an exponential, right? Okay. So now if we do that, we're going to have 2 to the power of b equals a to the power of 5. Okay. So now for somebody else, somebody other than Mr. Michaela, and if nobody gets it, Mr. Michaela, you might want to get it ready in case nobody else gets it. We said in class that it should be clear from here that b should be 5 and a should be 2. I'm going to ask why. Why is it that we can say that b should be equal to 5 and a equals 2? It's something that we said in class a few times as to why this is the case. I will give you all, until my clock says 35, I'll give you 2 minutes. First person to tell me why is it that we can say that b equals 5 and a equals 2, I'll give you specifically extra credit like Mr. Michaela. And I have at least about 3 people here. Okay, I got a Mr. Cunningham, okay. I see you all, gentlemen. Okay. So we still have about a minute and a half. Again, it's extra credit opportunity on the board. Why is it that we can say that b equals 5 and a equals 2? Why is that? It's something we said in class a couple of times. Okay, you guys have about A minute and 20 seconds remaining. Ooh. Oh, it's money on it's money on the line. This is money. This is academic currency on the line. B goes to the equal sign. That's not what I'm looking for. That's not why. That's not why. I need I've got 1 more minute. I'll give you another 60 seconds. Somebody that can get it correct. F is the new base. No. F is the new base, but keep going. Keep trying. You might get lucky. You got, yeah. Again, chance favors the prepared mind. If you were prepared, then the chances will be in your favor. Not to say that you're not prepared, but you're in the right place at the right time. You got about 30 seconds. Why is it that 2 to the power of B and A to the power of 5, then that means that B has to be 5 and A has to be 2? Okay, maybe the last 15 seconds I'll give you a hint. No, no, this is what we said. All right, I think that's time. I did the 2-minute window because of the delay. I remember that now, so I can't do anything like in 20 seconds or whatever. Okay, I think that's time. Okay, so those points are off the board. Okay, so I'm under the impression that the reason why we can say that B equals 5 and A equals 2 has to be is because this function is 1-to-1. That's my impression. And 1-to-1 means these next 3 explanations are interchangeable. 1-to-1 means that every y corresponds to exactly 1x. It has an inverse, and it passes the horizontal line test. All 3 of those mean the same thing. So I'm under the impression that the reason that B equals 5 and A equals 2 is because exponentials are 1-to-1, i.e. they have inverses, i.e. they pass the horizontal line test. Okay, so I don't think anybody got that extra credit. There'll be other opportunities. I'll probably be dishing out a lot of extra credit in this. Like, I'm super excited. And so I think that'll help keep you guys' attention because, you know, it's your job. Your goal is not only do the stuff I assign, but you want to maximize the extra credit. This is one of those opportunities where you can really get ahead. The max you can earn extra credit is 100 points. 100 points is going to be about 10% of your grade that you can do. Now, my job is to kind of regulate that stuff. You know, that's why I'm kind of doing it one by one. But you want to try to be in attendance and answer questions and be involved, you know, and we'll maximize those points, you know. And people have done it, you know, and that's a lot. That's a lot available, you know. Okay, so again, so I'll do this one in like orange or something. So no takers. This is possible because exponentials are 1-to-1. i.e. they have an inverse, i.e. They pass the horizontal line test. Okay, so again, it's like, I don't know if you were part of the class, but I was like, hey, if you look at this topic like it's a game, like that's why I'm doing this the way I am, because that just what makes it fun. And it's like, you know, if it's a game and there are prizes, then it's a different energy as, oh, I got to go study. Study is like, it kind of discourages people. But if you're like, oh, it's a game, it's a puzzle, and I want to be prepared for battle or whatever, again, chance favors the prepared mind. So anyway, I'm under the impression that, now correct me if I'm wrong, now the usual rules will apply. If you can catch me, if I walk away from a question and I leave it wrong, and you say, hey, Mr. Pfeiffer, I think this was wrong, and I did this, and then you can show me where I walk away from a question and got it incorrect, then that's also another way you can earn extra credit. My job, I have to be precise, you know, and accurate. Precision is being consistent, and accurate is being right. So that's my job as far as your instructor. Your job, you know, don't take my word for it. If I give you a result, go check some other place, check several places, run it past people. Make sure that this stuff is legit. Don't just take my word for it. Why? Because I'm a human being. Okay, so I still make mistakes. So anyway, so a claim is that A is 2 and that B is 5, right? So then the only thing now that we don't know is C. Okay, so let's go back. We said that C is here. So we said A was 2 and B was 5. That's our claim. So the style, we just do blue, and I want to copy like that. And actually, I don't want that. I want this. So I want to copy, go back. Oh, undo. Yes. Go back down here, and let's paste. Okay. So now let's use this info. Okay, so those are the results. We got A was 2 and B was 5. Okay, and then we have this expression for C. So then C should be equal to 1 minus B, which is 5, log base 2 of 2. Now, I will give you only 1 minute for this one because it should be a quick response. I don't know if anybody can hear me. When my clock says 40, which is a minute from now, that's going to close. What is the log of 2 base 2? You got less than a minute, like 50 seconds remaining. What is the log of 2 base 2? So my clock, you have about 40 seconds. What is the log of 2 base 2? I need somebody to kick it back. 30 seconds. What is the log of 2 base 2 for extra credit? 30 seconds. Real points on the line. Is anybody there? I only got 2 participants right now. You could rack up. You could really rack up. Some of these questions are eggs. What is the log of 2 base 2? I'll give you another 15 seconds. Log of 2 base 2. Oh, Mr. Feast. Oh, 5 seconds on the clock. Look at the chat. It's a huge delay for answers to come up on the video. Yeah, that's why I'm doing like a minute or 2 minutes. Yeah, I figured that's okay. That's okay. Change of base, but Mr. Feast got it. Okay, he got it with a few seconds to spare. That's exactly what I was looking for. Change of base. Okay, so I'll give that to Mr. Feast. The reason I did a minute on that one because it should be an easy question. Okay, Mr. Feast got that one. So yeah, I know there's a delay. I know there is. That's why I'm doing the timing in a minute. Like harder questions, I give more of a delay. The easier ones, I only gave a minute on that one because I wanted you to think really quick. You should know that one quickly. You shouldn't have to sit and research that one. So change of base. Okay, so let me give credit where credit is due. This is what did I say? Let me see the chat one. I think it was Mr. Feast. So Mr. Brian Feast. Now fast. Feast. I'll say +5 extra credit for change of base formula. Okay, so Mr. Feast got that one. So I have 2 people right now. I need to someplace I can keep a log. I could do it at the top. So let me see. The earlier one was Michaela, or is it Reese? Okay, not Michaela. Okay, I'll do Cameron, Reese, and Mr. Feast. I feel like Dr. Seuss or something. See Michaela, Reese. That's the first one. 2 was Feast. Britain Feast. That's a really interesting name. Feast. Is your family like from Great Britain or something, or why Britain Feast? Anyway, so yeah, that's what I was looking for. Was a change of base. So you see something like log of 2 base 2. Immediately the answer should come out. It should be 1, right? Because log of 2 divided by log of 2, that's going to be 1. So then the result there. So C should be -4. Right? He said exactly what I was looking for. -4. Right? So now we have C, A, and B. Okay, C, A, and B. So then let's try this in the original. So now in the original, we were looking for it to take on the form. So the original, we had y equals C plus B log base A of X, right? So then now we're saying y equals, our C is -4. The B is 5 log base 2 of X. So our claim is that this is the model that worked in those originals. So let me kind of copy. I just want a screenshot. I want to copy. And I would like to paste. Nope. Undo. I want to paste the image. Yes. Can I get rid of that? Nope, that's fine. I don't care. Okay, so we want to test. These are the points that we're given. So we want to test these. Yeah. So Mr. Feast, yeah, you got the extra credit. The base is different. Yeah. Okay. So then we want to test that both of these values work. So we have X and Y. So then we should have -4 plus 5 log base 2 of X, which is 2. The question is, does it equal 1? This is a question. This is us checking. And let's do it like this. Usually I check in like this color. Okay, and we'll go like this for check. Again, because like when you work a question and you don't check it, what are you saying? It's like, oh, I did all this study and all this preparation, and this answer may or may not be right. I don't know, and I don't care. So I'll leave it up to chance. Again, to boost the odds in your favor, you want to run a check. It's not required, but it doesn't really make sense not to check it. And again, it don't make dollars if it don't make sense. So let's see. Again, we say log base 2 of 2 is 1. So this is really just -4 plus 5, which is indeed 1. So that checks out. Let's try this other one. So the first one was 2, 1. Then the other one, 4, 6. Let's see if this works. Okay, so then does -4 plus 5 log base 2 of 4, does that equal 6? That's a question. Okay. Okay. So we have -4 plus 5. And I'm gonna rewrite that 4 with a base of 2. So I'm gonna have log base 2 of 2 to the power of 2. 2 squared, right? Is 6. I know that looks a little kooky. All I did was rewrite that 4 as 2 squared. And I did that so that I could bring this 2 down and multiply it. Okay. So now I will have -4 plus 10 log base 2 of 2 equals 6. Again, log base 2 of 2 is 1. So then you have -4 plus 10 equals 6. And indeed, 6 equals 6. So that checks out. Okay, let me check these results on my Pearson, on my Andon Pearson. And again, gentlemen, if you have questions, now's a good time to just quickly scan through the study guide. If you see something that you would like me to look at, just click on the Ask My Instructor. Okay, click on the Ask My Instructor now, and I'll load it into this presentation. Otherwise, I'm just going to kind of jump around at random. Do we have any students from Finite Math here? Are there any Finite Math students? If there are any Finite Math, I'll do the Finite Math study guide. If not, then I won't. So if there is a Finite Math student, please make your presence known. While I'm giving it a chance to load. So we said C was... Okay, we said C was -4, so I'll do -4 for C. Okay, -4. Then I hit tab. Then after -4, the coefficient of the B was 5. And the base was 2. Okay? That's a 2. Okay. Cross our fingers. Fantastic. We got it correct. Okay? Okay, so I don't see anything where anybody said anything about finite math, so I'll just do another random question from the study guide. So I got to get back to the question list. Thanks. All right, so I'm just going to choose one at random. Anybody got a favorite number between 1 and 30 other than 22? Okay. I think there is like a 20 or 30 second delay. It's a huge delay. Let me see, because I know I'm not really showing the whole window for the chat. There's that. Oh, I don't see my chat window at all. Okay, so let's do another one. I'm just gonna choose one at random. Okay. Oh, where'd it go? I guess we can do this. This will work. I'm gonna edit, crop. Hopefully this should work. Okay, so we got another one. All right. Still got my 3 troopers. All right, hopefully we can get another opportunity to get some extra credit out to people. So perk up. I know it's a little blurry. I'm just trying to really just focus on the example, not really the text all that much. I'll rewrite it anyway. So it says solve for x. I know that's blurry. I could clear it up, but I'm about to rewrite it. So we're just solving for x, right? So let's start by rewriting the original. I'll just write it here. So this comes from section 3-4, question 57. Again, I'm just jumping around the study guide. So we have log base 3 of x minus 3 minus log base 3 of 2x plus 3 equals 2. Okay, so this is the original. Log base 3x minus 3 minus log base 3 2x. Okay, so let's just solve and see what we have. So we have the difference of the logs. We can condense this into one log, and we can rewrite it as we're going to have x minus 3 over 2x plus 3, and we're taking the log of all of that. Log base 3 of all of that should equal 2. All right. So then we can rewrite the log as an exponential, right? So we can swing the base. So then we'll have x minus 3 over 2x plus 3 equals 3 squared, right? So now it's just an algebra question. So we can set this 0 and solve and all that jazz, okay? So then we'll get x minus 3 over 2x plus 3 minus 9 equals 0. Okay, I'm going to do my best to go for at least another hour. I am really getting exhausted. I've already been at it for about an hour. It's only been an hour, you know. So I'll try, you know, and try, I don't really believe in the word try. It's either I'll do it or I won't, but I'll just let you know I am getting tired. So I don't know how much longer I'm going to be able to go. Okay. So now if we want to solve this, so if we add in, get a common denominator, that's going to be the 2x plus 3. So we're going to multiply by 1 in the form of 2x plus 3 over 2x plus 3, right? Okay. So now we got a common denominator. So then we'll get x minus 3 minus 9 times 2x plus 3. And then we keep our 2x plus 3 equal to 0. Okay. Now, this is only going to be 0 when the numerator is 0. And it's going to be undefined when the denominator is 0. So let's find out, let's set the numerator to 0 and solve. So I have my x minus 3 minus 9 times 2x plus 3. I'm going to set that to 0 because, again, the fraction is only 0 when the numerator is 0. It's going to be undefined when the denominator is 0. So we have to scrap those solutions. So first, I'm going to start out by distributing like so. So then we get x minus 3 minus 18x minus 27 equals 0, right? Combine like terms. So that's going to be negative 17x minus, it's like a 30 equals 0. So now to solve for x, add and divide. I'm going to do 2 steps in one. So I'm going to add my 30 to both sides like this. And then with that result, I'm going to divide by 17, the negative 17. So then I get my negative 17x equals 30. So then x should be negative 30 over 17. Okay, but then we also have to scrap. But x cannot be equal to, if you set that denominator to 0, you get negative 3 by 2. Well, actually we're seeing that the only thing that should work is going to be, only thing that should be equal to 2 is this solution here. But again, x can't be a negative 3 by 2, which is not. Yeah. So let's test this. How do we know if this is a solution? We need to plug it into the original. Let's check before we submit it. Let's copy. We'll go all the way back to the original. I'm going to paste. So I want to test this in the original, right? So what I'm going to do to test it, I'm going to use my trusty dusty rusty calculator. That's fine. That shrinks down. Okay. So let's test this in the original. Why is that there? Did you mess up for us? Why did you do that? Okay, hopefully it's still working. Are you guys still there? Can you hear me okay? Somebody just say, yeah, we can hear you or whatever. Oh, I see the chat now. Yes. Okay, I get it now. Oh wow, the chat is wrong. Why isn't it posting on here? Oh wow, it is flying. Okay. So gentlemen, 12:47. That was 2 minutes ago. 20 or 30 or something. Okay, I see it now. Okay, and you're good. Okay, 12:54. Okay, cool. Let's keep going. Okay. All right. I will let this stay open then. Yeah, that's fine. But it's not popping up here. Why is it not popping up there? 1 to 1. Okay, I see. So let me make this adjustment then. I'll just do the bottom. And then I want to do the bottom of that and not the top. Come on. 20 or 30 seconds. All right. Then I'm gonna lock this up, and I would like to copy, and I want that to be here. I'm gonna remove this. Paste the reference. Okay, cool. Somebody test out the chat real quick, make sure it's working properly. Anyway, while you guys are working there, I will work here. Just let me know if you can see things. Okay, I adjusted it because at first I had the window to focus near the top, but then I realized you guys were asking questions and doing things and it wasn't showing. So if somebody could, let me do the timestamp. It's like 40 seconds. And then when you hear 40 seconds, tell me what time you have or whatever. You can tell me it's in there a second would be great. But anyway, I'm gonna go forward. Okay. So let's turn on the calculator and get some power going. Yeah, cool. Okay, so we want to check this negative 30 over 17 in the original. So what I'm going to do is go to this y equals here. Now I'm going to type in the original. I'm going to type log of x minus 3, close parentheses, divided by log of 3, minus the log of 2x plus 3, then divided by the log of 3. That's to account for the change of base. Okay, I'm going to quit and clear. I'm going to go to variables, y variables. Now, when I plug in my x, which is negative 30, hello, yeah. Negative 30 over 17. The result should be 2. Oh, why is that not working? Okay, let's see. That's not working because of the domain of logs. So the domain of log, remember that inside. So again, that negative 30 over 17, that's what I call the right wrong answer. Let's look and see why. So first I'm gonna strike through it. I'm gonna say my claim is that there's no solution, but let's see why. Okay. So I'll say why. Now I'll give an explanation here. All right. Let's go back to this. So why doesn't that work? If you think about the domain of that first log, remember that inside part has to be, so this x minus 3 has to be strictly greater than 0, right? So if we solve for that, this is saying that x has to be strictly greater than 3 to work in that one. So this solution is negative, so right there, it's not going to work there. If we check the second one, that 2x plus 3, I mean, that's enough right there. I mean, once you have one of the things where it doesn't work, that's why it's not going to work. But if you look at the second one, the domain is going to be, we need that the 2x plus 3, that part has to be strictly greater than 0 as well, okay? Because remember, the log of 0 and negatives doesn't make sense. So if we solve, you subtract and divide, x has to be strictly greater than a negative 3 by 2, okay? So it has to be strictly greater than negative 3 by 2, and it has to be strictly greater than 3. So that means that this is our domain, okay? So because this is the domain, it's only going to work when it's going to work in both, only when x is strictly greater than 3. Notice that's a negative number, that purple x is negative, so that's why that's not working, okay? Going to restart some musica. I think I was listening to this one. Okay. Did you guys see this okay? Is it there? Are you guys still there? Ali Oxenfree? I'm going to go into another one. So my claim for this one is that there is no solution because the one that we did get from algebra just didn't work. So I'm going to say is no solution. Let me test it out. Get this to work properly. And that was correct. Okay. We want to just jump to another. Okay, I'm not going to stay on much longer. So if you have any friends or anything, just say, hey, you might want to log in the next few minutes. I'll maybe do like 1 or 2 more. But I think I'm ready to get going because I'm kind of tired now. I've been going, I had to do a setup and all that. So, I'm still there? Okay, cool. I still haven't got anybody to use the X My Instructor, so I'm just going to jump to another random question. I'm close my eyes. I don't know what I chose. I chose number 9. It says using the formula. Okay, this isn't too bad. Let's do this. I'm going to go to the waiting room. Okay, so that's there. I am going to take this. I think you guys can hear me. Yeah. I'm going to screenshot this. Let's go back. Yes, here. And I'm going to include it here. Cool, just like that. And then we can put all this back. Cool. All right, I think we're ready to get back in it. All right. Just edit. So this one doesn't look like it's too terribly bad. So this comes from section 3.1. The live chat for the most part has had a delay. Yeah, we're still here. Yeah, that's right. It's gonna be a delay. I mean, that's fine. That's why I kind of factor in that as far as like bonus and time. I try to get, I think it's like a 30 or 40 second delay. I'm not sure how long it is, but it's fine. Okay, so this one comes in. Okay. This comes from section 3.1, question 43 out of the back. Oh, so that's the question ID, by the way. I don't mind including it. I include that on, I just include it. I mean, it's just easier. So if you know the sections like that, it's like, oh, this came from that section, then that should kind of jog something. But this came from section 3.1, you know? It was like a 7-minute delay. That could have been the case, yeah, because I had this chat window, I had it focused on the top and not the bottom, so I repositioned it to be at the bottom, so that way it'll behave a little bit more properly. So for instance, like my time right now is 1:03 and 25 seconds. So then what time did you hear that timestamp? Like what was your timestamp when you heard me say that? And then you can calculate the delay that way. But I repositioned it so that it'll be faster, or less of a lag. Let's see. So what was your timestamp when I had 1:03? I had 1:03:25. Well, we are approaching a minute. I don't know if anybody's there. But anyway, I'll write it down so I can reference it later. I had the time was 1:03:25. Okay. Anyway, PM. So I'll do like one or two more, unless again, if you have a question from the study guide, just click on the Ask My Instructor. You know, and I'll include it in this. So this one comes from section 3.1, question 43. It's really simple. It says using the formula for simple interest. Now the interest formulas: compound interest, simple interest, continuous compound interest. I'll give you those on the exam. That's not something you really need to know. You just need to know how to use them. So I'll give you a list of formulas, and you're gonna need to know which one to use and how to use it. Okay, so you don't have to memorize that. I just want you to know how to use those. Okay, so simple interest is I equals PRT. Okay, using the formula for simple interest and the given values, find I. So we're trying to solve for I. That's our unknown, right? And we have everything else there. Okay, so then the interest, which is PRT, the principal is this 1668. The rate as a decimal is 0.15, and the time, now 5 months. We got to convert that 5 months to years, because the time, it does have to be in years, months, over month. So then to do the conversions, if we have months on top, then we need months on bottom. So 1 year is 12 months. 1 year is 12 months. 104. Okay, I see it. The time is 104. When did you see the message? And I posted it. So, I mean, but I didn't see it because I wasn't paying attention. But I got it at 104. So it's less than a minute delay. The delay was like that earlier because I had the screen that you see here. I had it focused on the top instead of at the bottom. So. Okay, for the exam, are we given the interest formulas or should we already know them? It doesn't hurt to already know them, but again, you know, I'll give them to you, because I don't want you to waste brain power on that. That's the thing with those interest formulas. You just need to know how to use them. So the simple answer is, yeah, you should know them. But I'm going to give you those. But yeah, you should know them. Okay, I do have an Ask My Instructor, and I'm really tempted for Mr. Hardy actually being the first one in this session to use the Ask My Instructor. I am tempted to give him extra credit because I've said it like several times and nobody took advantage of it. So I was like, okay. So I think I am going to give him extra credit for that. But let me finish this one and I'll get back to that. So then this one, so then the units of months cancel. And so in the years, it's going to be 5/12 of a year. Okay. So then we're going to put 5/12 here. That's the number of years. Okay. So then we can just put that in the calculator like that. My calculator, quit, clear. I'll go here for the calculator. All right. So what I'm going to put in is the 1668 times the 0.15 times the 5/12. Okay. How much interest? Round to 2 decimal places. $104.25. Is that a reasonable result? 104.25. Why does it keep doing that? I don't want that. Okay. Cool. I know it's loading, so I'll let it do what it do. It's gonna go through the whole thing. Okay. So I got the 104.25. If we had $1,000 half the year, if it was full year, like the simple interest, 10% would be nearly like the 166. So 2/3 of that, yeah, this is a reasonable result. This result is reasonable. So the desktop is faster than the phone, which makes sense. Okay. So I'm just gonna plug this into Pearson. I'm gonna go back to Pearson. All right, I don't need that one. This is the one I'm working on. So just like how that question said round to 2 decimal places, this is exactly what you're going to see on the exam, something like that. Okay. And again, when you get on the exam, if you have any questions, just come to the front of the room and ask me. That's 2 decimal places. That's correct. Okay. So now, Mr. Let's see. Pull up this. No, not that one. Mr. Hardy. So, Mr. Hardy, I will give you extra credit because you were the first one to make use of the Ask My Instructor during the live session. That's what I was trying to get you guys to do. Couldn't get anybody to do it, so I had to keep pulling stuff. So I'm just gonna give you credit for that. So let me do this, and I'm gonna just copy this. Okay, yes, copy. And bring this back. Then I'm gonna go and paste. Yes, paste and go. And then I'm gonna put you guys here for a sec. Waiting room. I probably could include a chat window. I can include the chat window.